as the dip goes on, the question on everyone's mind, of course, is it going to continue and are we going to enter a bear market? So today I'll be explaining my strategy in a few minutes about how to trade this dip. Hello there everyone, I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day. Today we're back at it with some Bitcoin analyses, and I love to reminisce on yesterday's predictions, and I'll do so by checking out the levels that we predicted before. So let's just hide or ignore these three predictions over here, and let's look back on the prediction of yesterday. So we had this weekly low at first, 40,501. And then once we started breaking down, I was very careful when we started breaking below 40,745. I said that when we started breaking below that 40,501 level or the 4745, that I would love to see this next level being hit. Now, we have the next levels over here, 38,677, 37,362, and we perfectly hit this 39,600 level over here. We didn't take out these weekly lows, which is not exactly necessary before we make a squeeze. All that is necessary is people shorting these lows in anticipation of taking out those weekly lows, and then them anticipating a big drop towards the downside. Now, what often happens in the market is exactly what we've seen over here, and that's that a squeeze starts to happen on these people that opened positions in these lows. So that is exactly what we saw on the 1 minute time frame over here, and those are beautiful opportunities in order to enter the market. So I was watching these areas very closely. I did open some leveraged longs, which I then closed again in anticipation of breaking these lows temporarily. And yeah, unfortunately, I did not manage to hold on to my leverage positions here. On to the next, I suppose. I did like my decision making over here because we didn't see that rejection initially, right? So usually when we start rejecting towards these lows, just like we did over here, then if we start breaking under this initial support that we have, then we start targeting those weekly lows, and then we see that rejection towards the upside. So that's what I was anticipating for. I did follow my plan, so that's all that matters for me. All right, so as of right now, I am actually extremely bullish in the short term. And the reason being is that these impulsive corrections that we see, right? So where we have a swift move under the lows, people are very fixed usually, right? Retail traders are very fixed on a specific narrative happening. So that's exactly what we're seeing over here is people, when they see a large correction towards the downside, that's when they start getting bearish, right? You hear all these people screaming for a bear market and screaming for 30K, 20K. And yeah, usually that just is not the case, right? Just like we saw this last time when we had the correction in May, April, May. Here's in April, May, June. Basically, yeah, people were screaming for 20K. We didn't hit the 20K. And over here, people are also screaming we're going to hit 30K. But the thing is, once you have a swift correction towards the downside, the bigger opportunity is towards the upside, right? Just as when you have a big movement towards the upside, the bigger opportunity is towards the downside. So let's have a look at this low that was initially created over here. This was the 4th of December. And now measure the distance that we have cleared from this low to this low. That's 5.5%. That's not a lot. So these bottoms over here, they are being heavily bought up, right? We saw this in here, in this correction, and that when these lows started to really follow up closely towards each other, right? So in here and in here, for example, they follow up closely to each other, but also on the short term, they are also following up each other shortly, right? So we saw this, for example, deceleration, 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 boom, impulse towards the upside. What are we seeing now? Deceleration, 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 boom, impulse towards the upside, right? That's at least what I'm anticipating for now. So the levels that I'm anticipating that towards are let's make this chart clean again. So I want to see a small pullback if I want to scale in further. 41,534, 41,258, 40,788. Those are the levels I'm watching for a higher low to be created. So we'll see something like this, or something like this, right? Just a rejection of one of these three levels. I'm watching them all three very closely. So we just rejected this supply area over here. We could take out these highs and then see this impulsive move towards one of these three levels. That's one scenario I am also anticipating. But when we start to reclaim that previous high over here, that 43K level, then I can see us moving towards this area over here, 46,250. And if we start to measure this move, let's say we have 2 fibs, one of the last leg towards the downside and one of the full leg towards the downside. And then we can see that this 44,400 level is one to watch. We have this 4-hour supply level over here, and then we have this 47,350 level. Okay, these are the three levels I'll be looking at based on fibs and supply and demand. Now let's do a volume profile analysis real quick of this leg down. Value area high also at these levels over here. So let's say this is my selling area right now over here. And we are right now at a heavy buying area once we start reclaiming this point of control over here. So yeah, as you can see, we have now mapped out a beautiful scenario where we could start rejecting at these three price levels. Those are optimal buying opportunities in my opinion, because we are seeing divergences, we're seeing deceleration, we're seeing a swing failure pattern being created, we're seeing definitely more bullish price action than bearish right now, because I do think that we see this correction towards the upside, and these are the levels I'll be looking at in order to scale out a little bit of my positions that I've accumulated over here, or at the levels that will be presented over here. So 44,400, 46,250, and 47,236. This is the selling zone, the ideal selling zone. If we start to reclaim it, then I'm even more bullish, of course. All right, that's the plan that I'll be executing for Bitcoin in the upcoming few weeks. Let's say the upcoming 7 days, I'll be watching if we can start to reclaim these levels over here towards the upside. We will see if we start to reclaim these levels slowly, we will see some momentum moving towards the altcoin market. I am positioned more heavily in altcoins as of right now. But if we start to reclaim these levels impulsively, then I might be moving some altcoins to Bitcoin if we really see that volume increasing, because then the Bitcoin dominance will start to rise, and yeah, Bitcoin will just gain towards the altcoins. All right, that's my strategy. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're prepared yet again for what's there to come. If you've liked this video, if you found it educational, please leave a comment, subscribe to this channel for more content like this. And then that's that, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.